good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I want to thank you very much, Ms. Washington, for both inviting me or inviting the mayor, and the mayor saying yes. He couldn't be here, he says so, you know, I step in, and I'm used to doing that. Good to see you.
No worries, sure.
Very well. I want to basically talk about social networking and how it can be a positive force, but also how it can be used in a negative way. Social networking basically is nothing more than the old whisper down the lane, except it's done today on mass level. You can say one thing to one person here, and I can have him started. And now just by hitting this text, everybody can get the exact same thing in less than 30 seconds. Now, as a tool for good, I'm all for it. I have asked for flash mobs that will be able to show up at a place in West Philadelphia with a bunch of brooms and a bunch of other stuff and say, how fast can 5,000 people get here, clean this space up? If we all did a little bit of 3 feet by 3 feet, 5,000 people, we'd be done in less than 15 minutes. That's doing things for the good. When we end up saying that we're going to highlight different things that are going on that are positive, we can actually use this for the positive. But the negative is what we've seen. And the reason why the city acted the way we did in saying, from the police commissioner, the judge, the mayor, and everybody else on down, criminal activity is criminal activity. I'm not going to sugarcoat going around talking about is, yes, highlighting the fact that the judge, the mayor, the police commissioner said, you're a criminal, you act like a criminal, we're going to treat you like a criminal, and you're going to go to jail. And we made that very clear. The good thing is that the judge also said, Judge Kevin Doherty said, I'm going to make sure that I treat you appropriately to what you have done, and not just kick everybody to the can. Now, there was 2 individuals that got 3 years as a result of their activity. And when you look at it, appropriate sentence. There was other people that basically tried to kind of like sneak over, do something, and then go away. And the judge recognized, given that person's background, that person needed 6 months to 9 months to kind of adjust their behavior. So we got individualized justice for what they had done, but the message was clear. If you do this, you risk your future. Now, I've been going around and I've been talking to not only kids, adults, I talk to anybody who will listen. And I tell people over and over again, the best way to handle this behavior is to galvanize and organize your community. You can't do this, somebody coming in from on high, telling you what you think should be done in your community. That's not the way it's going to be. That's not even our policing strategy. Policing strategy has been turned on its head. The police commissioner basically says, yes, our policing strategy is going to be, we will hold people accountable through the ranks going up. But the strategy really is an individualized strategy coming from the community working with the police. Identifying who the people are that need a little bit extra help and need a little bit extra eyes on them. Because you know who the people are. You know people who have some issues. And you know how we have to work together to help them deal with their issues so they don't end up dealing with us in a negative way. By turning the strategy upside down and by having the police service areas, which I've now changed to public service areas, and you'll start to hear more about that in the coming year. Police service areas are that you end up breaking down your district into 3, maybe 4 different areas, geographical locations, breaking the police down. In this area, they're going to walk this beat, they're going to talk this beat, they're going to know the people in that area, and they're going to be there for 1-2 years at a time. So you're going to know your police officer, you're going to know who the lieutenants are, you're going to know, it used to be you had to always know the captain. Now you better know the lieutenant. Because the lieutenant's the one that's actually in charge of that PSA. And the person I keep telling people is, it's nice to know the lieutenant, but you know what, the sergeant's the one you really got to know. Can y'all understand what I mean? The sergeant's the one that's really like boots on the ground. So I am an advocate. I am a passionate advocate for individual responsibility, but also collective responsibility. We as a community have to deal with the problems. I just think we have to work together to handle our own business. And the only way we can do that, to deal with flash mobs, to deal with the kids that are out there, is not to fear them, but to understand that they're our kids. And yeah, if they end up going to jail, guess where they're going? They're going to come to the jails, where I'm going to be. And you know what I'm going to spend all my time doing at the county level? Getting them ready to come right back out. Because you know what? They're coming back out. Whether it's 1 year, 2 years, 3 years down the road, they are coming out. They're going to return to the same communities that they have always been in. And unless we take a positive step to help them on their own road back, then all we're doing is perpetuating. Flash mobs, one of the last things I'll tell you is, play over in your mind the scene that you saw. It was on South Street. You see the guy being brought out, and you see the guy getting pummeled by 4 guys. And everybody was watching, pummel somebody. Sometimes you just need one voice to call somebody back into their senses. Sometimes you just need one voice that's going to end up standing up and saying, this is the right thing to do, stop it. Sometimes it just takes one voice. And what I ask people over and over again is, please let that voice be yours. Thank you very much.